Writing a personal letter. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to learn the meaning and format of a letter, identify the different parts of a letter, write a letter using the given points on the form of a letter, learn the meaning and format of an envelope, write the name and address on the envelope.
What are you writing, Zizi? You can't possibly be doing homework during the holidays.
Of course not, Fleck. I have just finished writing a letter to my grandma in Olive Brook. She sent me a beautiful sweater on my birthday that she knit herself. I want to send her a thank you message for the gift.
Oh well, why don't you just call her up and thank her? It's a lot faster than sending her a letter. You'll be able to speak to her too.
Grandma loves keeping letters. She told me that letters are very special.
Oh, what have you written to your grandma, Zizi? Dear Grandma, I hope you are doing well. I missed you for my birthday party last week. I want to thank you for the beautiful sweater you sent me for my birthday. When I received it in the mail last week, I almost squealed in excitement. Thank you for knitting such a pretty blue sweater for me. It is soft and keeps me warm at night, and it is my favorite color too. I will show it to all my friends once I go to school after the holidays. I hope to come and visit you very soon, Grandma. I'm eagerly waiting to meet you. Yours lovingly, Zizi. Hey Zizi, can you show me how to write a letter? I want to write one too.
Sure, Fleck.
People send letters all over the world. Letters may be written either to friends and relatives or to people you don't know. In simple terms, a letter is a written or typed message addressed to a single person or a group of people. Writing letters is a meaningful way of communicating and expressing your thoughts and feelings to others. Moreover, letters can be preserved and read anytime in future. Reading such letters can bring back memories of special people or important events. Letters can be classified into many kinds on the basis of their purpose. Letters can be friendly or formal. A friendly or personal letter is usually addressed to people you know personally or to your loved ones. On the other hand, a formal or business letter is addressed to people you do not know, people you have never met, or people who are in authority. Zizi has written a personal letter to her dear grandma. Let us study the format of this letter. The letter includes the heading, the salutation or greeting, the body or message, the subscription or closing, and the signature. Let's look at each of these parts in greater detail. Let's first study the heading. A letter usually starts with the heading. The heading contains the address and the date. The address of the sender or the person writing the letter is written in the upper right-hand corner of the page and can extend to 2 or more lines. After the last line of the address, the date on which the sender is writing the letter is included. The date can be written in full using the numbers and words 14th November 2011 or using numbers only 14/11/2011. When writing a friendly letter to a parent, close relative or friend whom you know very well and who knows your address, you can omit writing the address. Only mention the date. The heading is followed by the salutation. The salutation or greeting is written in the left-hand corner after leaving a couple of lines below the heading. The greeting usually begins with the word "Dear" followed by the name of the receiver or the person being written to. A comma is used after the greeting. If you are writing to your friend, you can address him or her as "Dear Reema" or "Dear Karan." You can address your parent as "Dear Daddy" or "Dear Mummy," an elderly relative as "Dear Uncle Ray" or a neighbor as "Dear Mr. Green." After the greeting comes the main body of the letter. The body or message of the letter includes the main purpose of writing the letter and the message that the sender or writer wishes to convey. The body of the letter includes one or more paragraphs. The first paragraph of the body usually introduces the main message and states the reason of writing the letter. The body of the letter is followed by the subscription. The subscription or closing is a closing phrase which is added in the lower right-hand corner of the page after the body and in line with the address. The first word of the subscription begins with a capital letter. A comma is used after the closing. Some of the commonly used closings are "Yours lovingly," "Yours truly," "With love," "Your friend." After the closing comes the signature. The signature refers to the name of the sender or the person writing the letter. It is written directly below the closing. Now that we have learnt the basic format of a letter, let's learn how to write a personal letter. We will use this format to get started writing a personal letter. First, write your own address followed by the date in the upper right-hand corner of the letter. When writing the heading, remember to capitalize proper nouns and place a comma between the day and year. Leave a couple of lines and write the greeting on the left-hand side of the letter. Always remember to capitalize the first word of the greeting, capitalize names and titles, and use a comma to end the greeting. Begin writing the body of letter away from the margin. Write the first word starting with a capital letter just below the name of the receiver. End the letter with a suitable closing such as yours lovingly or with love. Always remember to capitalize the first words of the subscription. Do note that the word yours begins with a capital letter but does not have an apostrophe before the S. Finally, use a comma at the end of the closing. Write your name as the signature clearly underneath the closing. Do not use a full stop at the end of the signature.
What are you doing now, Zizi?
Now it's time to address this envelope, in which I will put the letter and send it by post to Grandma.
Can I help you post it, Zizi?
Sure, Fleck. But first, we have to write Grandma's name and postal address on the cover.
Okay, let's get it ready.
After you have finished writing a letter, it needs to be sent. A letter can be sent to the receiver either by hand or it can be mailed or posted. When we post a letter, we cannot mail it just as an open piece of paper. It needs to be sent in an envelope. An envelope is a flat paper covering for a letter. The envelope contains the superscription. When filling an envelope, we need to follow a particular format. An envelope must include the name and address of the receiver in the center, the name and address of the sender in the lower left-hand corner, and the postal stamp in the upper right-hand corner. Now, let's take a look at the envelope which Zizi has used to address her grandmother. As we can see, the name and address of the receiver, that is Zizi's grandmother, is written in the center of the envelope. Similarly, the name and address of the sender, that is Zizi, is written on the lower left-hand corner of the envelope. The name and the title of the receiver is written on the first line, followed by the address. The receiver's address helps the postman deliver the letter to the right person. Using the sender's address, the letter can be returned to the sender if it is lost or sent to the incorrect address. Finally, a stamp is put in the upper right-hand corner of the envelope. The stamp is a way of paying for sending the letter to another place, city, state, or country. A hand-delivered letter does not need a stamp. There are some things that you must remember when filling an envelope. Use clear and neat handwriting while writing the name and address so that it is clearly readable. Use capital letters, commas, and full stops wherever necessary. Include the PIN code in the address. Also, don't forget to seal the envelope before posting it.
There! I'm ready to post my letter. Let's quickly go down the street to drop it in the post box.
Okay, Zizi, but you have to promise to help me write my own letter when we return.
Alright, Fleck. I wish I could see the smile on Grandma's face when she reads this letter.
Before we go to post Zizi's letter, let's quickly take a look at all the points we have learned in the lesson on writing a personal letter. A letter is a written or typed message addressed to a single person or a group of people. Letters can be classified into many kinds on the basis of their purpose. Letters can be friendly or formal. A friendly or personal letter is usually sent to people you know well or to your loved ones. A business or formal letter is sent to people you do not know, people you have never met, or people who are in authority. A letter format includes the following parts: the heading, the salutation or greeting, the body or message, the subscription or closing, the signature. A letter usually starts with the heading. The heading contains the address and the date. The address of the sender is written in the upper right-hand corner of the page and can extend to 2 or more lines. The address is followed by the date on which the sender is writing the letter. When writing a friendly letter to a person you know very well and who knows your address, the address can be omitted. The heading is followed by the salutation. The salutation or greeting is written in the left-hand corner of the letter after leaving a couple of lines below the heading. The greeting usually begins with the word dear and follows with the name of the receiver. The first word of the greeting, along with names and titles, must begin with a capital letter. A comma is used after the greeting. Salutations may vary depending on the receiver. After the greeting comes the main body of the letter. The body or message of the letter includes the main purpose of writing the letter and the message the writer wishes to convey. The body of the letter may include 1 or more paragraphs. The first word of each first paragraph must start away from the margin. The first word must be written just below the name of the receiver and must begin with a capital letter. The body of the letter is followed by the subscription. The subscription or closing is a closing phrase which is added in the lower right-hand corner of the page in line with the address. For example, yours truly, with love. A comma is used after the closing. After the closing comes the signature. The signature refers to the name of the person writing the letter. It is written below the closing. A full stop must not be used at the end of the signature. An envelope is a flat paper covering for a letter. The envelope contains the superscription. An envelope must include the name and address of the receiver in the center, the name and address of the sender in the lower left-hand corner, the postal stamp in the upper right-hand corner. The stamp is a way of paying for sending the letter to another place, city, state, or country. A hand-delivered letter does not need a stamp. When writing an envelope, the following points need to be kept in mind. Clear and neat handwriting must be used while writing the name and address. Capital letters, commas, and full stops must be used wherever necessary. The PIN code must be included in the address. The envelope must be sealed securely before it is posted.